Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to learn Chapter 9, My Greatest Olympic Prize. Jesse was born on September 12, 1913, in Oakville, Alabama. He was known as the Bouquet Bullet. Jesse, the son of a sharecropper and a grandson of a slave, achieved what no Olympians before him had accomplished. His stunning achievements of 4 gold medals at the 1936 Olympic Games in Berlin has made him the best remembered athlete in Olympic history. My greatest Olympic prize is a true story of a friendship between two great athletes that developed during the 1936 Berlin Summer Olympics. This story is also about the true sportsmanship. Laszlo, the German athlete, gave a useful tip to his opposing player Jesse, which helped him win the gold medal at the Olympic Games in Berlin in 1936. This story deals with the heart-touching experience of Olympic gold medalist Jesse. He was an American Negro. In those days, Adolf Hitler believed in Aryan superiority theory. He thought that his German athletes belonged to a master's race and they would perform better than other participants in the 1936 Olympics in Berlin. So, nationalistic feelings were running high. The American Negro athlete Jesse took 6 years of painful practice purposely to break the history of Hitler. He had already made a world record in long jump just in the last year. So he expected to win the gold medal easily this year, means in 1936 Olympics in Berlin. Jesse had trained, sweated and disciplined himself for 6 years with the game in mind. When the time came, he was frightened to see a tall boy hitting the pit at almost 26 feet on his practice leap. He was a German named Laszlo. He was told that Hitler had kept him under wraps, evidently hoping to win the jump with him. It was believed that an angry athlete would commit mistakes. He was angry with Hitler's childish theory, so he committed mistakes. His performances in trials was very poor. That disturbed Jesse very much. Laszlo, the German athlete, helped Jesse. Though he was trained by Hitler, he did not believe in Hitler's theory. Jesse was his opponent player, but he was friendly with him and even helped him to get qualified for the final. Laszlo suggested our Jesse to draw a line behind the takeoff board and to jump. Laszlo broke his record in long jump. However, it was Jesse who won the gold medal by jumping 26 feet 5 or 16 inches. Laszlo congratulated him. Hitler stared at both of them from the stands not 100 yards away. Les shook his hand hard, and it was not a fake smile with a broken heart. Les was sincere in expressing his joy at Jesse's victory. Coubertin, the founder of modern Olympic Games, said that the true spirit of Olympics was not winning but taking part. Laszlo did not win, but he was a good example of Olympic spirit. To Jesse, the greatest Olympic prize was not the gold medal, but his new and noble friendship with Laszlo. So this is the brief explanation about Jesse, Laszlo, and what happened in that Olympic game. So this is all about the story. If you talk about the Olympic game of 1936, it was scheduled to be held in Berlin in the summer of 1936. Adolf Hitler foolishly believed in Aryan superiority theory because Adolf Hitler childishly insisted that his German performers were members of the master race. Nationalistic feelings were at an all-time high. Now we will talk about Jesse and Laszlo. Jesse was not too worried about all this. He had trained, sweated, and disciplined himself for 6 years. With the game in mind, while he was going over the board, All he could think about was taking home one or two of the gold medals. He had his special eyes on the running board jump. A year before, as a student in the second year of a college at Ohio State University, he had set the world's record of 26 feet 8 1.4 inches. Everyone expected him to win that Olympic event. He was in for a surprise. When the time came for the board jump trials, he was surprised to see a tall boy hit in the pit at almost 26 feet on his practice leap. He was a German athlete named Laszlo. He was told that Hitler had kept him under wraps, evidently hoping to win the jump with him. Jesse guessed that if Longs won, it would add some new support to the Nazis' Aryan superiority theory. After all, Jesse was a Negro, a little hot under the collar about Hitler's ways. He determined to go out there and really show Der Führer and his master race who was superior and who wasn't. Now we will see what was Jesse's mistakes. Jesse says, an angry athlete is an athlete who will make mistakes. Every coach tells this to everyone. He was no exception. On the first of these three qualifying jumps, he leaped from several inches beyond the takeoff board for a fall. On the second jump, he fouled even worse. Did I come 3000 miles for this? He thought bitterly. He was making foul out of the trials and make a fool of himself. After this mistake, he met with Laszlo. That part we will see in the next class. Thank you. Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to learn chapter 9.